Hello, everybody. This is Linda Talaferro from the T, the Extra Effort, coming to you tonight with, I thought I'd share what a major question, probably the number one question that people ask me. But let me remind you, the T, the Extra Effort, I provide, this is a business that I started out of a passion of my heart to help women move the needle in their careers, change the trajectory of their careers. I started this business because, frankly, I didn't have that kind of support when I was trying to move the needle in my career. So a lot of the things that I'm providing women today, I had to learn the hard way. So I had to learn on my own. So I am now sharing that wealth of knowledge because I am committed to making sure that more women get seats at the table. So one of the questions that I get asked most often, either by people that I meet when I'm out speaking, colleagues or various people at work, and I've got a few clients as well. Same question. I would say it's probably the number one. Yeah, no, probably. I know it is. Why am I not getting anywhere and I'm working so hard? I mean, I am working hard and nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I'm not getting the opportunities that I thought I would get. I'm not getting considered for promotion, but yet my work product is the bomb. I mean, Linda, I'm good at what I do, and I produce great work product on a regular basis, but yet nothing's happening around me. And so that's the question I get all the time. Why? Why is that the case? And I'm going to tell you something that, I know if you were like me, what you were taught growing up is that my mother's very old school, right? So she said, look, Linda, work hard, work hard, work hard. That's what's going to make the difference. You have got to work hard. You got to be better than anybody else out there. And the only way to be better than anybody else out there is to work hard. Hey, Oshana, thanks for joining me. And so my mother taught me that. I'm sure you guys have heard that either from family members or from, anybody that's old school that, said, hey, if you want to be successful, you've got to work hard. But let me tell you something that I had to learn the hard way. It ain't all about the work product. Yeah, so I have worked hard all of my career. Let's just be real. My career spans 30 some years. And I still work hard today. But the difference is about 8 years into that 30-year career, I learned a very valuable lesson that nobody had told me before. So this is some career advice that you guys normally don't get. And that is working hard is just frankly not enough. To be honest with you, it is the price of entry. The reason why you got the job in the first place is because they knew that you were good at what you do. You got the job. Oops, excuse me for hitting my phone, y'all. I'm sorry about that. So that's why you saw that wiggle in the video. My apologies. But you got the job because you were good at what you do. So that's the price of entry. Producing good work product, being good at what you do, being good at that task or that tool or whatever your role is. I'm in quality. I have operational excellence and program management background. So the fact that I was good at problem solving, or the fact that I was good at launches, or the fact that I was good at improving efficiency on equipment and understanding capacity and the needs for capacity, well, I mean, yeah, of course I'd be good at it. That's what they expected. That is the price of entry. So being good at what you do is clearly not enough. The other piece is that, if you focus on working hard, what else does anybody know about you? They know you're good at what you do, but do they know anything about you? Do they know who you are? Do they know what your interests are? Do they know what your passions are? Do they even have an idea of where you see yourself 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now? Probably not, because all you're doing is you have your head down and you're focused on the task at hand, head down, right? Okay, so ain't nobody seeing anything else because head's down. You're focused on task at hand, and so they don't know anything else about you. And then the other area of working hard is, I'm sure you are beyond exhausted. I'm sure you're beyond exhausted because working hard is not working smart, right? So you are putting a lot of energy into being good, working exceptionally hard, frustrated and exhausted. Frustrated because it's not moving the needle, and exhausted because you're working hard. You're working hard. So let me tell you, the piece that you're missing is being liked. So, you know, and I know when some of you may have heard being liked, some of you may have not heard it before, but so let me explain to you what I mean by being liked. Does anybody know who you are? Does anybody know anything about, I'll use me as an example, Linda Talaferro. You know, I spent the first 8 years of my career not focusing on being liked, but focusing on working hard. So nobody knew that, frankly, I was from Pennsylvania. Nobody knew that I had a career, what my career aspirations were. Nobody knew that I went to Carnegie Mellon and was an engineer. Oh, they might have known that I was an engineer, but they didn't know how I ended up at Carnegie Mellon. Didn't know the story of that. Didn't know back 8 years ago, back at 8 years into my career, that I had an aspiration of getting my MBA. They didn't know that I loved dogs. They didn't know anything about me. They didn't know anything. All they knew is that I was good at problem solving. I was good at launching. And as I said before, I was good at determining capacity models and things like that. That's all they knew. So those first 8 years of my career, there was no movement, none. Even when I changed roles, y'all, I mean, I still did the same thing and didn't even learn. Nothing, no light bulb came on. So the first 8 years of my career, no movement until my Hayes Lemmertz experience, where I decided that, you know, something had to change. And the difference that I saw at Detroit Diesel versus Hayes Lemmertz was that nobody knew me at Detroit Diesel. When I got to Hayes Lemmertz, I decided, hey, I saw some people at Detroit Diesel that everybody knew, was talking about. Let me try that at Hayes. And when I got to Hayes Lemmertz, voila, you know, I get into this role, I'm in it for less than a year and get promoted to director. Only because I realized that it was important for people to get to know me. So, you know, if you're out here and you are, you know, you've been in your role 5 years, maybe even 8 years, hopefully not, but if you've been in the same role 5 years or less, or you've entered into a new company and you've been there less than 90 days, or you're in a new role, I apologize, that's Marcello. So for those of you that are listening live, introduced to my dog Marcello, for whatever reason is barking, don't know why that is. But anyway, if you're in a new role, in a new job, or if you've just been churning, you know, for several years and you're in the same role and some years have passed you by, the issue is most likely you have been so focused on working hard, but not getting people to know who you are and being liked. One of the most common phrases when discussions take place that I have with other colleagues of mine in my role today, when we're talking about who we should consider for openings that exist, 9 times out of 10, somebody says, you know, I like that person, or I like so-and-so. I think we should consider Jean Paul. I like him, and here's why I like him. I like him, right? And a lot of the things that they're talking about when they say they like someone is that they've established some type of connection. They've gotten to know them above and beyond the work that they do. And they feel comfortable that this person will be part of the team, will link up, join up, be able to motivate, inspire, move the needle, because they've connected with them. How did they connect? Probably because they spent time to get to know that individual. Those are the conversations that I have. And 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with the work product or how many metrics that you met or how many times you hit the ball out of the park. Now, granted, that's important. You got to be good. But 9 times out of 10, the difference between who gets selected is when somebody or several people say, yeah, I like them. So, as you're going through your career, and if you're having some of these frustrations, think about, am I focusing on being good in the work product, or am I focusing on being liked, people knowing me? Not selling your deep and darkest secrets, not, having a bestie. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just fundamental interaction, engagement, being totally present. It really isn't rocket science, and it's fairly easy to do because the rest of what you're doing right now is the price of entry to your role, as I said earlier. So I have some detail for you. If there's a link at the bottom of my Facebook page, you click on that link, that'll take you to a blog, and that'll give you some more information regarding this topic that most people, when they're giving you career advice, do not share and they're not talking about. You'll find some very valuable tidbits in there, and there'll be a link in there too to further connect with me if you want more information. So again, Linda Talaferro from the T, The Extra Effort. It was a pleasure to engage with you. Oshana, hey, thank you for joining. Do you have any, Oshana, you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to add before I disconnect this live? Because I appreciate you being on with me. So I'm waiting to see here if Oshana has anything that she wanted to ask or any comments. So I know Oshana Moore, she's joining with me live, and she and I have had some of these conversations before about being liked, and it's not the easiest thing to do, absolutely not, but building networks, building advocacies, that is the way you move up the corporate ladder. No man is an island. We don't do this alone. I didn't do this alone. I can tell you, I did not. I became a director, which started my executive career because somebody else knew me. A few other people knew me, knew my work product, yes, but knew Linda and advocated for me for a role that I didn't even know existed. I didn't even know it was available in a different business unit. And once they put my name out there, advocated for me, I get a phone call, I get an interview, boom, I'm in there. Changed my whole trajectory of my career because I had a network of people who I spent time to get to know. So again, click on that link at the bottom of the title for this Facebook Live video. You'll get it'll link you to a blog. We'll talk more in that blog about, the career advice that nobody ever gives anyone, because we all were given this age-old advice of working hard. You'll get more advice in that blog, more information. And then if you're interested, there's some information in there about how to connect with me to talk further. So thanks for your time tonight, Oshana. Appreciate you showing up live. And everybody else, yet again, dropping you some knowledge from the T. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.